Last week, the New Directions lost at regionals while Quinn gave birth and Jesse St. James was erotic AF. And that's what you missed on Gleeboot.
Amazing. I don't even think I talked about the fact that he was wearing salmon and he looked so good.
Gleeboot. Welcome, guys.
Welcome to our first Minisode. Today we're going to be recapping season 1. I'm Cullen.
Alyssa.
And I'm Hannah.
Welcome to Gleeboot, baby. We will be the show where we talk about the cultural phenomenon that was Glee and how we would reboot it when that time comes.
Was Glee. I think it hasn't gone away. We need to be using the proper B verb here. Yes.
The cultural phenomenon that Glee is.
There we go.
Because literally, so my roommate just showed me, someone had posted on Facebook that they were like, I'm just so offended that Glee is resurfacing right now, and I was like, send her our podcast, torment her. But also, I don't know, I doubt she'll know who this is, but hey, Megan, I just only remembered your first name. If you're listening, thanks for listening.
Thank you. What are you drinking today?
Feeling my Chardonnay.
Ooh, Chardonnay.
Yeah. I have a new drink recipe for all y'all.
Oh, shit.
It is called a gin and jam.
Oh.
It is 1.5 ounces of gin, 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, 1/2 ounce of egg whites,
Ooh.
and a heaping tablespoon of your favorite jam. You shake it up until it gets all frothy, and then you pour it in a cup over ice.
And you become British.
Wow.
And you say words like humdinger, right, Alyssa?
Hey, that's a valid word.
So it's a humdinger because it's a lot of alcohol?
No, it's because I've never had a drink with an egg white in it before, or, uncooked gross.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
It's really the consistency of the drink itself. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, it's thick.
Oh.
The thick boy.
Yeah, it's it's not my favorite flavor of jam. It's just the jam I had in the fridge.
Oh, okay.
It's blackberry.
Oh, okay.
It tastes really good, but it's the consistency is kind of really thick, and it has these frothy, foamy bubbles on the top.
Cullen, are you drinking this too?
No, I mixed some vodka with some V8 peach mango juice.
Nice.
Yeah.
A quick and dirty cocktail.
Yeah, quick and casual. So, Hannah made a ballot for us. Do you want to explain the history of the ballot? And
the history of the ballot. So, once upon a time, Cullen and
George Washington.
the first president of the United States of America. So, Cullen and I watched Smash. We put ourselves through it. We would not recommend. But,
don't.
We're not kidding. Please don't do it to yourselves. Just don't.
Just rewatch
watch the
Glee.
first episode and then watch the finale, the series finale, which happens in season 2. Watch that, and you've pretty much got the gist. Might be more of a cohesive story, actually. So, I decided, let's have a chat about the bullshit that we just watched. And so I went onto Google Forms. I made this really long, sassy ballot about all the shit that we consumed in this 2 seasons of the show. And it was a great time, just recapping the crazy things that happened and having jokes. But we figured this would be a really good idea for in between our seasons to recap for everybody, kind of streamline the season, and then also get to have some laughs about the crazy shit that happened on Glee.
Oh. Alyssa just showed me a coupon for an oil change. It has
your name on it, and I keep forgetting.
You guys are doing home stuff too at the same time as recording this podcast. It's very professional. Try professional. Yeah.
I didn't open your mail. It just,
Sure.
ended up on my desk.
It just had your name on it, and I opened it, and then I put it on my desk.
You can't open it. It's a postcard.
Felony.
I just stole your mail. There's a difference.
Oh, well, I do need an oil change, so this will come in handy. Thank you.
Anyway.
You know who I'm gonna go to? Bert Hummel.
Oh, I wish he was a real person. Such a good soul. But we'll talk about him later.
Hannah made a new ballot for Glee this time.
Yeah, I went through the cast members, the story, and the music, which the music took the longest because I had to go to Wikipedia. Also, I did see a mistake on the ballot, so I will own up to at least that one, but I know there's probably others.
Hannah listed every song that they sang.
I feel like there were a couple missing.
I'm pretty sure I covered like all of my bases, but if there's anything that I missed, obviously you can bring it up because I probably did.
Thank you for sharing your methodology.
You're welcome. I mean, it's only fair as a sociologist.
A Glee sociologist.
A Gleeologist. Because technically, if like etymologically speaking, like the ology part is like the study of, and we're talking about Glee, so fuck, we're Gleeologists, bitch.
Gleology.
I want that on a t-shirt.
Maybe we should rename this podcast to Gleology.
Yeah, mid-production title change. That's a great idea, Alyssa. I liked it. Although some of these answers, I think I can tell who made them. Like, even just the yes or no, or like the multiple choice responses.
Okay. See, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'll be like,
to hear your opinion on
this person. Pick this.
Yes, please.
All right, so we're going to start with question 1 is about the cast. We have the best members of the New Directions. We were allowed to pick 3. Our leads for best member are Rachel with 2 and Mercedes with 2.
Only 3 voters.
Only 3 voters.
Yes, it's Hannah, Cullen, and I. So
not many people came out to the polls.
Political commentary.
Please vote. Please cast your vote.
Vote
in your primaries. Vote in November. Please vote.
I want someone to make a parody of Work Bitch, but you gotta vote bitch.
Oh my god, we should do that.
Gleeboot, like if we rebooted Glee, there should be an election episode where they
all like register to vote, and it's like, dude, that's actually a really good idea.
How old are these children again?
35.
Not old enough to vote.
Turn 18 in season 3. They're 35.
Because isn't Kurt a freshman?
Rachel's a sophomore.
Mostly everyone's a sophomore. How can Finn be the quarterback but be a sophomore? Usually it's a junior.
He's really good.
It's just TV logic. They do that on all TV shows.
That's what most of my comments are going to be, is just hating on TV logic, honestly.
So Rachel and Mercedes are winning. And then with our ones, we have Finn, Kurt, Quinn, Santana, and Brittany.
So what's interesting is the other people were Puck, Artie, Tina, and Mike Chang. And also, the final person is Matt, and I wrote spider eggs in his ear guy.
Yeah. No one picked him.
So, yeah. Do we want to guess who we think picked people?
I think Cullen picked Brittany.
I did. I love Brittany.
I know you do. I think... Go ahead.
It's hard to say. I think Alyssa picked Kurt.
I did. Say that too. Yeah.
Yep. I picked Kurt.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I don't remember who I picked, and I did this in like an hour ago.
I'm guessing...
I've only had 2 glasses of Chardonnay. I don't know why. But yeah.
I'm guessing you picked Quinn and Santana.
I definitely picked Santana. Yeah. Wait, what is it? Process of elimination. Did anyone else pick Quinn?
No,
okay,
which means you had to.
Yeah, I picked Quinn. No, I love Quinn. I think like even like her whole arc of the first season, I think I just really like her. She's kind of bratty, but then she gets to learn a lot of lessons. Obviously, she goes through something really intense. And she gets to have a really fun time with Mercedes, which I kind of wish, obviously we'll talk about, and we have talked about, but I kind of wish that was brought up more. Also, like, Quinn has a lot of fun one-liners, like mean one-liners, where Brittany is like so pure with her one-liners. I think Quinn's got some good lines too. I just hate that she's always paired with Puck. Ugh, that's so. She doesn't deserve that. Quinn deserves better.
So, Cullen, you must pick Finn then.
I did. If surprising no one.
Our lovable idiot. Not you, Cullen. I'm talking about Finn. Oh, God. That was a terrible misspeak.
I'm a lovable idiot who loves lovable idiots.
Aw, that's cute.
Moving on to the worst members.
Wait. Which one of you picked Rachel and which one picked Mercedes? Because I picked them both.
I picked
Rachel.
Mercedes, yeah. I definitely picked Mercedes. Well, wait, talk us through Kurt.
I think he has some of the most interesting storylines, both with his friends, but I really like his storyline with his dad. I don't know. He was probably one of my favorite characters overall in the entire show, just because he's the only person I wasn't like really annoyed with most of the time.
He was actually, I was between him and Quinn, actually. I think like the stuff that happens with Finn, like him being kind of creepy, kind of pushed me away from it. But yeah, I think like overall, like he was also a really great character to watch, and he continues to be a great character. So I'm really excited. I'm actually really excited for you to see him grow as a character too.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. And just addressing the fact that he was super creepy, but I can honestly, like, a lot of the times I notice in this show, characters do things and I don't agree with them and I don't know why they do them. But with Kurt, it was interesting because I could see where he was coming from and get behind his bad decisions.
Yeah.
Like, believe that he would have made those bad decisions, you know?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that too.
That makes a lot of sense because, like, remember when Rachel had Finn pretend to be disabled to get a job? Like, that doesn't really make sense for their characters.
No.
So, like, you can't get behind it.
No. I forgot that happened. Thank you for reminding me. That's what this episode is about. Reminding each other of the crazy little things that happen. You're like, fuck, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that definitely plays into my answer to the next question, the worst members.
Well, there was a unanimous one, obviously.
3 out of 3, Puck sucks.
Puck sucks. Puck sucks.
Oh boy. Yep.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
What else can we say? He's a rapist. He's a bully. He's 40 years old. He gets way too much screen time.
He gets too much screen time.
Yeah,
I don't understand why he gets so much screen time. I think only, well, I don't remember about the last season, like the next seasons. So, but it feels like first season he has too much screen time because he was the one who knocked up Quinn, and that feels unfair to the viewer, honestly.
Yeah. Tina later comments on it.
I was stunned, actually, that someone voted against Santana, me, and Kate also. So I'm actually really interested to hear those answers.
So this is where I fucked up a bit.
Okay. Okay, so
because
were made making it and taking it?
So I fucked up because I forgot that Artie was terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was like, oh, Artie, and I forgot about, like...
I voted for Artie, who is
Yes,
terrible.
I did vote for Artie.
Yeah.
So I voted for Quinn because I'm like, she is emotionally abusive to Finn.
True.
So I was like, I was having trouble picking my least favorites other than Puck.
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess I'll go with Quinn, even though you know throughout this podcast that I'm a big Quinn fan.
Yeah.
So she got a point for that. But if I could recast, I would recast that vote to Artie for the gross things he said to Tina.
Yeah. Oh God, that was so. Ugh.
He told her to wear tighter fitting clothing.
Yeah. He literally like it was like all like physical stuff. It was. I'm trying to remember like what else did he say? I remember we spent a long time on that because that was the Power Madonna episode, right?
Yeah.
The power of Madonna was just ruined in that episode.
Yeah, because he also, I'm not sure if that was the Power of Madonna episode, but the one where he was like, help me walk, and then he fell, and then he was like, you forced me to do this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. No, was that the safety dance episode? They're all blending together.
That was the safety dance episode.
Okay. Yeah, no, like, he, like, blamed her. Like, she didn't even start that. Like, he was the one, like, I got these crutches. I'm gonna do this. And she's like, okay, I don't think it's a good idea, but, like, I'm gonna help you. And then he's like, don't look at me. And we're all like, but this was your idea. And she wanted to help. Okay, you're gonna be mean. That's fine.
I really don't like Artie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just putting it out there. I just really don't like him as a character.
Yeah.
As a person. Like...
He started off as like kind of sweet, and then he very quickly devolved into.
Well, the thing, you think he starts off as sweet because you don't get to know him, and then once you get to know him, he's like, a dick.
Ugh. Also, Mike Spider Eggs in his ears guy got 2 votes. I think I voted for him because I was like, you know what, he wasn't pull his weight. That's why he didn't get screen time. But honestly, it's not his fault. But I did vote against him.
Wait, so did you vote for Santana?
I did. Because in this season, she's just kind of mean.
Yeah.
And she's not really super funny yet or, like, interesting.
Yeah.
And she'll get that later on. But in this season, she's just kind of a meanie head.
Yeah.
Hannah, you and I had all the same votes.
Oh my God, we're so similar. We know what's up. No, I definitely agree with you, Cullen. Like, Santana definitely has not come into her own yet, and I think maybe I was projecting some of that onto her.
I definitely did not project anything, but then I didn't vote for her, so.
Yeah.
You voted for Matt.
Yes.
Yeah. Matt, like... I don't know, like, I also, like, I got to this point and I was like, I don't know who else to vote for because, like, I don't, like, feel that strongly against anyone else except for Puck and Artie. And I was like, I didn't want to vote against Kurt just because of the creepiness because I'm like, I do genuinely like him as a character. I think he's really fun. No one else warranted my no vote. I was like, sorry, Mike or Matt.
I can't even remember his name.
How dare you confuse Mike Chang, the icon?
Mike Chang, perfect person, Mike Chang. I know, who can't dance to the right song. He's always dancing to a different jam. I love him. He's perfect. I could have voted for him for best character.
Honestly, though, like I see exactly what you're saying with the whole Matt vote because I got to the end and I was just like, I don't want to vote for anyone else because I don't hate them enough, but I don't have any feelings towards you, so you get the down vote.
Yep. Sorry, Matt. That's probably the last time we'll see you, so have fun.
I know he appears in at least one other episode. Bum, bum, bum.
Really? I'm excited. So some of the options were like you could pick multiple people. Other options were you can only pick one. I think for the adults, I put in quotes, we're all just to pick one. I put best in quotes, and then I put adult in quotes, and then worst didn't have quotes, because worst, I think you can agree on, is like what we mean, and then adult is still in quotes. So that's so funny. We voted all for different people for both categories. All right, cool. Here we go. So I'll kind of go through the list of all the adults for both categories, best and worst. So Human Nightmare, it's the Chardonnay talking. Human Nightmare, William Schuster, Sue Sylvester, Emma Pillsbury, Principal Figgins, Coach Ken Tanaka, Terry Schuster, Shelby Corcoran, Bert Hummel, Carol Hudson, Judy Fabre, Russell Fabre, and then Kendra, who's Terry's sister.
Great job at pulling out Russell Fabre's name. I did not
Honestly,
remember
I
that.
wanted to fucking drag him, and I did.
I voted for the denim-loving Carol Hudson.
She's so great.
She's so great. Such a great mom. A+.
So my best adult, though, I chose Emma because I think especially in like that last episode where she like was like freaking the fuck out in the regionals episode. She's like, how could we let this happen? All this stuff. I think that kind of was like a really great end to like her character for the season as an educator. I felt very strongly about that. So that's why I chose Emma.
And I chose Bert Hummel, Kurt's dad, because he goes to bat for his son and he learns things about Kurt, and I love their relationship and how they handle each other, because there's a lot of times when they don't know how to handle each other, and I feel like it's real, you know?
Yeah.
And Bert is just, he feels like a real dad to me.
Yeah, a well-written character and a well-acted character. And honestly, like, I agree with both of your guys' answers. Like, that was actually kind of tough. It was actually only between these three people because
same.
So yeah, like, I'm behind both of those answers because the denim-loving mom and just the wholesome dad just trying to do his best.
All right. For worst adult, I want to guess who picked what.
Okay.
So we each picked a separate worst adult. I'm surprised, actually.
Yeah, I am too. The one answer, I was like, oh, I mean, I just kind of put that person in to put that person in. But I'm glad someone pointed out how terrible that person is.
So we have, so it's Russell, Kendra, Terry's sister, and the Human Nightmare William Schuster. I know I picked Human Nightmare William Schuster. No hesitation. I coined the term. And I think Hannah picked Russell.
Mm-hmm.
And Allyssa picked Kendra.
That is accurate.
Yeah. So I picked Russell for. I actually had to Google his name, so I wasn't gonna be like Quinn's mom, Quinn's dad, but I was like, let's see what his name is.
I knew Judy's name for whatever reason because I know she cures her own meats.
So Russell Fabre, I think mostly because he likes Glenn Beck. He picked Quinn out.
I know a lot of people who like Glenn Beck. Let's be careful.
Too. None of them will be listening to this podcast, at least not on my side, so I'm not too worried about it. But he also, like, instead of trying to understand Quinn's situation or do anything, honestly, as, like, what any father really should do, he just kicked her out because of his ego. It had nothing to do with Quinn, really. It was all about his ego, wanting to create the perfect family, and fuck him for that. So, yeah.
He also had an affair, so he was a hypocrite.
There's that, too. I think that that was right. That was in Journey to Regionals. And Judy Fabre, bless her heart, bless her drunk heart, she told us that in exposition.
Yes, yeah. I remember that being had in conversation.
Yeah. All right, so Allyssa, tell us about Kendra and how much you hate her.
Well, I was going to go with Terry, and then I remembered that Kendra is the one who egged Terry on and just, like, got her to actually try and steal someone's baby and go through this entire plot. I also remembered that she's a terrible, terrible mother, and her children are, well, monsters.
They're monsters.
They are monsters. I think the real reason that I hate her so much is because I see her in every suburban mother that rubs me the wrong way.
Oh, Alyssa's coming after suburban mothers who rub her the wrong way.
That's it. That's the real reason. Kendra is just a huge explosion of all of the bad, negative things that you see people do in grocery stores and gas stations and, like, literally anywhere.
No, that's valid.
It drives me insane.
Kendra's the new Karen.
And I am not coming after mothers. I know mothering is a very difficult job, probably the hardest job there is.
But you remember that line that Kendra had? Like, she said something about, like, oh, like, you got the beauty to Terry. And then she's like, but I got the brains and the beauty. Yeah. I literally wanted to slap her across the face.
Yeah. I think everything that she did made me want to slap her across the face.
Yeah, valid.
I picked Human Nightmare Will Schuester for just being a bad educator, for being inappropriate, for scaring me.
You're like, oh no, what's he gonna do next?
What's he gonna do next? For being someone I legitimately thought of when I was going through the Catholic Church's anti-child abuse training. And they're like talking about people who groom people, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Will.
Oh my god, that's awful.
So he really is the worst. And he thinks he's the best, and the show thinks he's the best, and that's what makes it worse.
The show, like, positions him, puts him on a pedestal as, like literally that last episode, they're like, oh my god, like, Finn's like, you taught me to be a man, and we're like, no, Finn, no, don't do it.
Next is Best Cameo or Short-Term Plot Device, featuring April Rhodes, Kristen Chenoweth, Brian Ryan, Neil Patrick Harris, Josh Groban, Grace Hitchens, the coach for the Jane Addams Academy, Olivia Newton-John, Howard Bamboo, and Susie Pepper.
I hate that last name so much, Howard Bamboo.
We got 2 votes for Susie Pepper and 1 for Josh Groban. Does anyone want to guess who picked who?
I'm gonna say Cullen picked Susie.
Yes.
And Alyssa picked Josh.
Yes. That is accurate. Well, I couldn't pick because I knew.
Yeah, because I was like, I picked Susie Pepper, obviously. So you guys follow us on Instagram at Gleeboot Pod. I recently just posted a picture for the episode right now as we're recording was the one in which Susie Pepper appears. And I posted like a Valentine's Day, like, we love Susie Pepper type post because she's an icon.
Which is funny because in the actual episode, you picked her as your LVP.
I know that in my notes. And then, like, so when I was going through this ballot, I was like, things I was taking completely out of context after just having watched the episode actually, like, kind of gave me more of a, like, what are things I enjoyed just, like, as a viewer, not thinking about it. And, like, out of context, Susie putting that pepper in her mouth and just, like, the weirdness of her existence, I love. So, like, this ballot was actually kind of refreshing for me.
And Alyssa, why did you choose Josh Groban? Because I just agree Susie Pepper is an icon.
Well, I am a big Josh Groban fan to begin with. I love his music. So the fact that he plays himself in such a terrible role just gives me the giggles. I really enjoyed it. It made me happy.
All right. Worst cameo or short-term plot device. We have a vote for Grace Hitchens, for Howard Bamboo, and for Brian Ryan.
I'm going to say right now, I don't remember who I voted for.
Then you should guess. You should guess because it's like pure guessing.
But I don't remember either.
You don't remember?
Oh my god! I think I know, but
okay. So, I'm gonna say Alyssa said Grace Hitchens, Cullen said Howard Bamboo, and I may have said Brian Ryan.
Well, I know you got me right because I did pick Howard Bamboo for being a racist caricature.
I think you got me right.
Okay,
also,
cool.
But I don't remember why I picked Grace Hitchens. I think maybe I picked her.
Why I would pick Brian Ryan? Maybe because I hate his name.
Maybe. Well, I think I picked her because I didn't remember what she did. So she's not memorable enough. Therefore, she has the worst cameo.
She was actually pretty naughty. She like set so at regional. She set up the whole thing with Sue of like stealing the set list and so they did half of the songs, and then the deaf choir did the other half of New Direction songs.
Cool. So there is an actual valid reason to pick her, which I did not do, but
so we'll edit this whole episode.
I feel validated.
So you did pick her for that reason. Yeah, I think maybe I just hate his name, Ryan. I don't know. But I do like Neil Patrick Harris. So, I don't know, that's a confusing answer for me. I think maybe also, like, I didn't hate any of these people enough.
Which is my original reason for picking race agents.
Next is worst school scoundrel / gossip monger with 3 options: Jacob Ben Israel, Jacob Ben Israel Part 2, Jacob Ben Israel Part 3. We have 2 votes for Jacob Ben Israel Part 2 and 1 for Jacob Ben Israel Part 3.
Okay, so let's also be really clear with the viewers is that Hannah also went through and picked fun pictures for every character. And so for worst school scoundrel / gossip monger, all Jacob Ben Israel, I picked 3 separate photos in which the first one, okay, so Jacob Ben Israel, the first option, he looks like a 40-year-old man. And then the other 2, he looks like he may be 13.
Well, he's the worst. He called a bra an over-the-shoulder boulder holder, which is the worst phrase I've heard in my human existence.
Yeah, I kind of was just like, which picture does it make me really want to punch him in the face? And I think I picked the second picture. I think so.
Yes, you did.
Because you
did.
Picked the third.
No, I picked the second one.
Oh.
Cullen picked the third one.
Okay, cool.
I picked the second, but it was not because of the picture. It was because I think the second time that we saw him in the series, he was like talking to Rachel about her underwear, and it was very uncomfortable.
Literally anytime he spoke, I wanted to vomit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the opposite end, we have most erotic picture of Jesse St. James, which is a great question for an auditory medium.
With a bunch of photos.
Yeah.
And it said the correct answer is all of them, even this one with Rachel's derp face. It's just a bunch of pictures of Jesse and
looking erotic as fuck.
And we picked all of them.
Well, let me use the term "we" here loosely.
So
I think I only picked one.
Yes, you did.
Let me say, here's what happened. Okay, so it was a multiple choice. You could pick as many as you want. And so there was however many pictures. And the options, the word says the correct answer is all of them. And then even this one with Rachel's dirt face. So I think I picked all of them.
I definitely did pick all of them because I am a good standardized test taker and read the entire question.
And Cullen only picked the one that's under correct.
Fail!
I picked the hottest looking one. It was the most erotic.
I honestly should have said the limit does not exist for this one, even though that one comes later. But that's valid. You can just pick. You did. I said most erotic picture. And Alyssa and I followed the secret instructions that says the correct answer is actually all of them.
Yeah, I just was like, which one? And I almost picked a different one that I was like, no, this one.
So you know what? Here's how I see about this question. We all win. We all win in this question because we get to look at Jesse St. James, who is amazing.
And that was our last character question. So thanks, Jake Roth, for ending us on a high note. Next is the story. We had to pick our top 5 episodes. This one is actually interesting because there's one unanimous winner. So our favorite episode of season 1 was Sectionals.
Yeah.
That surprises me, actually.
It's a fun number. There's high stakes. There's twists. You don't know what the characters are going to do. There's some good songs in it.
And there's actually a lot of really good dramatic tension. Like, even though, like, we were like, oh, that's so stupid, Shu can't go because of the mattresses thing. But, like, there's a lot of really good tension because, like, Emma's like, okay, I'll go instead. like, I think maybe, like, when we did the episode, I was probably pretty harsh about it. But, like, again, like, coming out of that context, when I think about what I remember, I do actually remember there being a lot of really good dramatic tension. So, like, I think it's a really solid episode. Like, I think that was actually the first one I picked because I was scrolling through and I was like, you know what? I think Sectionals, I think, is one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a good one. And then tied, we have 3 that 2 people chose. That's Vitamin D, which is the one with the mashups when they're on Terry's drugs. We have Dream On, which has the Dream theme and Brian Ryan in it. And we have Journey to Regionals, which is where they go to regionals and they do the Journey medley. I know I picked all 3 of those episodes as in my top 5. I enjoyed all of them. I thought there was good theming, good dramatic tension, good stakes. And Vitamin D just had some bops that I really liked. Both of those mashups, yeah, I loved them.
I picked Vitamin D, and I think I also picked Dream On. I don't think I picked Journey to Regionals. I really don't think so. Because I did have, like, a couple, like I said, like, the dramatic tension in Sectionals I think was really good, and I think maybe Journey to Regionals didn't have that. But I liked Dream On a lot, because I actually thought, like, Brian Ryan being there was actually kind of fun. And Vitamin D, I think I also, like, even though the story was kind of crazy with all the drug use, I think I did genuinely like that episode.
I'm going to be totally honest here. When I was doing the top 5 episodes and the bottom 5 episodes, I had a lot of trouble because I don't remember.
So I made a note that said may need to consult Wikipedia and IMDb for
I totally did, but there is no way that I am going to go through 22 episodes.
So, like, when I went to go take this, I was the same way. I was like, oh yeah, I'll look at IMDb, and then I was like, that's so many episodes. Fuck it, I'm just gonna go off of what I remember.
Exactly.
So, yeah, no, I totally feel you on that.
Yeah, I chose Journey to Regionals, and I don't remember the other ones that I chose, except for, of course, Sectionals, which we all chose.
So yeah, I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna have to trust that Cullen remembers what he did, and then Alyssa, you and I can decide what we think we chose.
Okay.
All right. And then the rest are just single picks. So Preggers was chosen. That's the one where Kurt joins the football team.
I think I chose that one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would guess that you chose that one. I remember you liking that storyline. Wheels.
I don't think I chose that one.
Is that the one? That's where Artie, or they they do the bake sale for Artie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing I latched on to was Artie possibly not being able to go to sectionals because of the bus issue. And that, like, the Glee Club did that bake sale. Like, it was kind of funny that, like, they did pot brownies and raised the money they needed. Yeah, I think I kind of latched on to that idea that, like, they worked as a team to do this, even if it was illegal.
Then there's Ballot, which I know I picked because it's the one where Quinn gets kicked out.
It's also the one where Rachel becomes obsessed with William Schuster and Susie Pepper is there.
Yeah. I picked it mainly for the Finn and Quinn stuff because I think that's some really good television, some really intense stakes, and it's a deconstruction of Glee. Just saying it will be resolved because Finn sings and it just makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah. Finn, baby Finn, he tried.
And then next is Mattress with a vote.
I think maybe I voted for that one.
That was not me. I hate that episode, and I know I hate it.
I don't remember. The only thing I remember about it was the commercial, and I remember liking the commercial, and I think that's why I picked the episode.
That's the yearbook one. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
The yearbook one, they did Jump, and that's when they do they get the mattresses and everything.
Yeah, I picked it because they did a good commercial. And that's the only thing I remember about the episode.
Like, oh, that seems like a good local commercial. I do remember that.
And that's also where we find out Terry's faking it. And she gets crushed by a rock.
And she dies.
Okay, and then we have a vote for Hello.
That was
which
me.
I know. Yeah, I don't like that episode, so.
It was me because obviously that's where we get introduced to Jesse St. James, Jay Groff. What's his name in Frozen?
Kristoff.
Yeah.
Jay Groff, Kristoff.
Groff sauce. Love him. Obviously, we've been over this. But yeah, I remember him from that episode, Rachel finally meeting her match sort of thing. And I also remember Finn walking down the hallway singing that Hello song and it being so goofy and he was trying to be sexy. And I was like, you know what? You do you, boy. You do you. So someone picked the power of Madonna and we have to talk about this.
Someone.
I think that was Alyssa.
Yeah, it was me.
Okay,
By process of elimination. I remember not liking the episode, but I do like what they were trying to do. I like the idea of what they were trying to do. I don't think they did it.
I would say that's accurate.
So I'm kind of this is where you can tell that I ran out of things, that I actually remembered.
Yeah.
And that's the one that I remembered.
I actually thought 5 episodes was too many because at a certain point I was like, I don't know, do I like any of these enough?
Yeah.
So,
next time 3 top.
3. Okay, good to know.
All right, now we have our bottom 5, which with one unanimous winner again for the worst episode of Glee season 1, Acafellas.
Fuck that episode. It was so terrible and gross and didn't mean anything to anyone ever again. And I'm honestly really glad it never came up in the episodes.
Ugh.
No one was like, oh, hey, you remember how you wanted to be an accountant and then you wanted to be in a acapella boy band? Yeah.
No one brought that up again. Then we have 4 episodes tied with 2 votes. We have The Road's Not Taken, which I believe I voted for. I love Kristen Chenoweth, but I didn't like her sleeping with minors.
I don't think I voted for that episode.
It must have been me.
Okay, because I know I voted for Mashup because also fuck that episode.
That's the episode with the thong song and Bust a Move.
No!
Fuck that episode. Will Schuester crosses so many lines, he should be shot.
Yeah, it's a bad one. And then we got 2 votes for Hairography. I know I voted for that one.
I did not vote for that one.
I voted for Hairography. I did not like Hairography, I think because I did not like the hair.
I hated when their number that they did, that's the one that they did Imagine, and then they came up and they...
Right. Hey, Cullen, you like Imagine, though. You like that song. You love that song. Allyssa knows you love that song.
I hate it, and I hate it even more when they're singing it over the deaf choir because they're not letting the deaf choir actually sing.
That is awful. I think I marked this one in my head as like mediocre, so I didn't attach it. But yes, I do remember us talking about how they're just like stealing the spotlight of this other choir because they just feel so inclined to be like, oh yeah, no, we're abled, we're gonna do this, and we're like, no, sit the fuck down and listen to them. Like, they're doing a great job on their own. So yeah, I do remember that though.
And then we have 2 votes for Funk, which it wasn't me, so
it was definitely me.
Yeah.
I really don't like that episode.
Yeah, it put me in a funk. Some of it was about funk, and I just didn't like it. We talked a lot about rewriting that episode, how we would like redo like the penultimate episode. I think there was just a lot that they missed in writing, mostly because of the sort of nature of how they wrote the rest of the series or the season.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Like, at least for most of them, I could say, oh yeah, that one had some good music, or I liked one specific storyline, or I liked the idea behind it. This had none of those things for me.
Right, I agree.
Now we go to our 1 vote for worst episode. We have Pilot, which I feel like Hannah voted for.
Fun fact.
I'm pretty sure that was me.
I did not vote for Pilot.
I voted for the pilot.
Alyssa, walk us through it.
The only thing I remember about the pilot is about nothing. And I think that's a bad pilot. So
yeah, no, that's valid. We all watched it together too. So like you would have like more people like laughing and commenting and yet you still were like, nope, I don't remember this.
Yeah. And
That's
also,
sad.
there's apparently a lot of people really like the pilot, and I don't know why. Because it's not good.
I think they set up a different show. Some of the humor obviously still stands, like the crossing the lines. But in terms of the story, we really are set up with Shu being our central character. But we only lead back to that really in like a few episodes. And in the final episodes, it's like, oh yeah, that's right. We set him up as a protagonist. We're going to close that shit out right now. It's an okay pilot, but not for this whole show that, like the show that it eventually becomes. I don't think it's a good pilot.
Yeah, it didn't keep my attention.
Now we have one vote for The Power of Madonna.
I wonder who could have voted for that. Cullen, how dare you vote for The Power of I voted for The Power of Madonna because fuck that episode. There were so many things I complained about that I'm not even going to go into it. Like, listen to the episode where we talk about Power of Madonna if you want to hear me bitching.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, I picked that as one of my favorite episodes only because they were they were trying, but it didn't work.
Next we have Home.
That was mine.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember you disliking that episode.
I really don't like that episode. I think it's because I really don't like the songs that they sing.
Mm-hmm.
And also, isn't that the one where Kurt's being kind of creepy?
Where he's standing in the window watching.
Yeah, so
Wait,
in the fact that I like the Kurt storyline, I don't like this episode because he's being super weird.
No, wait, this one isn't the one where he's standing in the window. This one is when Finn moves into his house.
No, that's Theatricality, which I picked as one of my least favorites.
Oh, okay, so I was mixing them up then because I thought that was the one where Finn moved in. For some reason, I thought Kurt looking into the window was like further up into the season, like in the earlier part.
No, I think you're right.
No, it was Home, yeah.
Home where he moves in.
No, Home is when the parents first start dating. Because that's not till the second half of the season.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. Because now I'm looking at the other episodes. Yeah, I mixed those all up. But yeah.
Yeah, because I picked Theatricality for the weird Gaga numbers and the and the kiss numbers, and for the F word scene and just everything about it. I dreaded covering that episode.
Yeah. No, because I remember you were like, this is the episode that I have been least looking forward to.
Which is quite something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Cullen can always see the bright side of everything, and he's like, there's no bright side here. It's only darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Favorite plot lines we have. So I totally know who everyone's is. So we have Kurt and his dad, which Allyssa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I put Rachel. I have 4. I have Rachel and Finn's love. I have Jesse, St. James. I have Kurt and his dad as well.
Jesse existing is a plot line for you, and you love it. I actually, not gonna lie, I looked at that. You said, "Oh, this one I have 4." I was like, "No, that one's mine." And then I'm like, "No, I would pick all of these though."
Yeah. We have Kurt and his dad, and we have Quinn's pregnancy. I think those were the storylines that interested me. They had emotional resonance. They brought out interesting parts of the characters, and they were the Glee that I want to watch.
Yeah, I think the only one that I didn't care for was Rachel and Finn. I think mostly just because, like, it hasn't really come to where it's, like, really good, where I remember in later seasons, and obviously we're not supposed to talk about it. But, yeah, like, I feel like season 1, Rachel and Finn, I really wasn't about. But yeah, I looked at the answer, I was like, no, that's my answer. But no.
Yeah. It's really, I think their love is really cute. I think it's fun how it goes ups and downs. I think some of the ups and downs are just like stupid TV forcing. Like the first time they broke up, I was like, what? But I think they're an interesting pair, and they're interesting, like very different people, but I think they go together really well. And then Hannah, do you want to talk about your answer?
So mine was Quinn and Mercedes being friends. So I've talked about that, I think, in like the last two episodes that we talked about. I love that storyline, and I really wish it was more central to the overall season. So in the Gleeboot, I 100% would emphasize Quinn and Mercedes, like coming from two very different worlds, that kind of clash, but then an understanding and then a true friendship. I love it. I think it's so great, and I wish I could have seen more of it on screen.
So next is our least favorite plot lines. This one's harder to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Does someone else want to guess?
It goes in the same order.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Also, I want you all to know that I take short answer very literally.
I love that Allyssa takes the directions so seriously. I love it.
Yeah, and for me, the directions are more like guidelines, really. All right, so Alyssa, do you want to talk about your answer?
Will and Terry is my least favorite plotline.
I second that.
Because it just really grosses me out, like everything about it. I don't wanna watch Will and his love life, and Terry's just a terrible person. You know? Nothing about that plotline was good. It did not have a happy ending. It didn't have even that much of a happy beginning. Like, they're doomed.
Yeah, they're just miserable the whole time.
Yeah. They're just miserable people. Who wants to watch that?
Yeah, I think
Ryan
it
Murphy.
comes from all that stuff in the pilot where they're like setting up like, oh, his marriage is kind of in trouble. He's really stifled. They want to grow as a family, but like they have different goals. And it's like, we don't give a fuck.
Yep. Why are we watching it?
Sad adult stuff that we just don't want to see in a show that's supposed to be about children.
Whenever you say that, I think of Figgins, not the children.
Yeah, Sue like flipping over chairs, not the children. I love her. She's great. She's my aunt.
Sue Sylvester. So my least favorite plot lines, I wrote anything.
I took the instructions exactly the same way.
I wrote anything with Will and Puck. Cabaret, I hated that when they bring Sandy back and she's in Cabaret and it makes no sense because it's only her. Will flirting with Sue, that was terrible. The Will versus Ken stuff was terrible. And then Terry the terrorist, just so like Will and Terry, that whole thing. So mainly stuff with Will, but I also didn't like Cabaret.
None of my answers were over 4 words long.
Okay, we get it. You followed these instructions. Short answer, queen. So, in the spirit of how Cullen did it as well, I wrote, like, the whole Kurt manipulating his dad and Finn's mom into a relationship, and the Kurt being creepy about his crush on Finn, especially, like, when they moved in together, or, like, before they moved in together, or no, when they moved in together, he was starting to, like, plan the remodel and stuff like that. I really wanted Kurt to be better about that, but I also understand that he's like a young kid and like this is how he thought to best approach it. I think we talked about previously that like having sort of like these unrequited love crushes can kind of manifest in like doing kind of weird things like this. So like it definitely is something that feels authentic even to his character, even if I don't agree with it. I think kind of Alyssa alluded to that earlier too.
Next, we have our favorite couple. I just want to point out one couple appeared in all 3 because it could be friends or romantic.
Yes.
And that couple is Quinn and Mercedes.
Yes,
That was
our queens.
It was Alyssa's short answer, it was in my answer, and it was in Hannah's answer.
Mm-hmm.
So we think they're a fascinating friendship, and they're definitely getting a lot of screen time in the Gleeboot.
Absolutely.
Of course.
I put, I put 2 eyes in there, but I put Rachel and Finn. Finn. I bought it's the show's main romance, and I'm an easy audience, and I bought it.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to. I just love those two dorky kids. Hannah has Quinn and Mercedes, and what other three couples?
Rachel and Jesse, because I love that they have like the same goals, like quality of talent, like they are really, really great together, Rachel and Jesse. Even if he is kind of manipulative, I do genuinely think that like out of that context, they would have been a really, really great couple.
They're fun to watch.
They
Carol
are.
and Bert. So like we've already talked about how amazing they are separately and then together in like previous episodes. But I love Carol and Bert. Like they're honestly like even in these just like few episodes we've actually seen them in, we've really seen a lot at who they are as parents and then like gonna be co-parents like with their own separate children. I really, really love that. And then my last couple is Emma and Unknown Dentist because she deserves happiness. And legit, fuck Will Schuester.
Yes.
And then we have our least favorite couple. Alyssa, do you want to say your answer?
Yes. My least favorite plotline is the same as my least favorite couple, which is Will and Terry.
Yeah,
they suck.
Yep.
Fuck those people.
And since I already explained the plotline, I'm not going to explain the couple.
My least favorite couples were both Puck. I put Puck and Mercedes because that was a weird storyline. And then I put Rachel and Puck because that's a crack pairing as well.
So anytime Puck is paired up with anyone other than Quinn, it just feels really weird because like obviously like Quinn paired with Puck is awful because of everything we know that's happened. Like with him like boozing her up on wine coolers and like manipulating her like body image issues, etc. But like when he was like with Mercedes, it was really like, hey, like you're super popular because you're a Cheerio. It just it was so weird. Anytime Puck is with anyone. And Rachel and Puck, they were only together because they were both Jewish, and he thought he got a sign from God. I wanted to die. He's so fucking stupid.
And then, but those do not crack your three least favorite couples,
No,
Hannah.
that's what's so interesting is like, I think I totally forgot that Will and Terry were a thing because I actively blocked them from my head. Like, I can't with her, I can't with him. But I did mention him twice in my answer. So I actually mentioned Tina and Artie because Artie we've already discussed is garbage, and Tina I happen to know that she gets with someone later, so I was kind of latching onto that. But like to kind of just stay in season 1, like the way Artie treated her, and it doesn't seem like any of that was really resolved, and yet toward the end it seemed like they were still pretty close. Like I think in the last like when they did the To Sir With Love, which gross shivers, he like held her hand. Right? Am I remembering that correctly? There was some weird.
There was some weird like hand holding and like eye connections going on there.
I didn't like any of that.
Lots of that in Glee during musical numbers. Hand holding and eye connections.
So Tina and Artie for the children, and then I wrote Will and Shelby because I hated that they were like hooking up while Will was like trying to figure out his shit with Terry and then also with Emma. I did not like that. And then also, I believe that, again, Emma deserves better. Fuck Will Schuester. I did not like their coupling.
I agree with that. Like, I was for it at first, you know, when they were treating each other correctly. And then I was immediately against it when bad stuff happened and Will was making terrible decisions, and it was a journey, and not a journey that I enjoyed.
And it was not a journey to regionals.
No.
Wemma is canceled. We have Best New Directions audition song. We have 2 votes for I Kissed a Girl, sung by Tina, and 1 for I Say a Little Prayer, sung by Quinn, Santana, and Brittany. I picked I Say a Little Prayer because that's an iconic number.
And Hannah and I
will pick Tina.
Go, Tina. Also, I love that song.
Yeah, I think like it was also, I remember being really funny where she like slaps her legs. She gets into it, and it's like fierceness that we just don't see in Tina ever again, at least in season 1, and that's a real shame. Like Tina definitely has like a fierceness that like we could have really built upon through the rest of the season, but we don't. She's like, oh, she's so shy, but like, no, like she's got some real fierceness to her. I love her. I loved that. I thought it was great.
Worst song by acapellas.
There was like, so okay, normally in this thing I would be like, okay, worst song, best song. There is no best song from acapellas. There's only worst. Worst, there's bad, worst, and then worst. So here we go.
We have 2 I Want to Sex You Ups, and then one of them was me.
Yeah, that was me.
And 1 Poison.
Yes, I picked Poison. Mostly because it's the one that I remembered really being uncomfortable in, and I don't remember I Want to Sex You Up at all. So I probably blocked that from my memory.
What do you remember about the Poison one? What are you picturing when you
I don't remember. I just remember the sound.
Are they
I don't remember any.
What are you seeing?
I'm seeing Will Schuster's mop of hair.
This is like the weirdest fortune-telling experience.
I wonder, I don't want to project, but I wonder if you were mixing the 2 up, because I almost picked Poison, but I was like, wait, which is the one they perform where they're like touching their groins and they're at the parent-teacher conference? And I was like, I Want to Sex You Up, but I thought it was Poison. I can't.
That's same. Like I think.
And I couldn't bother myself to look it up. I just picked a song and was like, whatever.
I only remember the auditory. I don't remember the visuals. So I remember the Poison, and it gives me like a really weird feeling, and like I associate that specific auditory memory with bad feelings.
That's amazing. That's actually really, really good. I didn't even think about that's. Now you can never listen to the Belle Biv DeVoe song because you're just listening to Will Schuster. I can't.
Yeah.
I Want to Sex You Up came on the radio the other day, and I literally wanted to throw up. Like, I literally felt so nauseous. But yeah, that's the worst songs from acapellas. Also, again, never brought up again in the season. Ever.
Nope, never.
They knew it was bad, basically. They were like, don't talk about it.
Oh boy. The next section is
a long boy. This is a long section.
Best New Direction songs.
We did our top 10.
Which was a lot.
It was actually really hard for me to narrow it down to top 10.
Really?
Yeah.
So just to kind of go over the parameters. So New Directions members, that means any song in which a New Directions person appears, like their performance songs, them singing in the hallway, them singing in the choir room, them singing on stage with no one actually watching, all that kind of stuff.
So I'm going to do this in a rough top 10 order, with number 1 being Keep Holding On, a cover of Avril Lavigne. Love that number, find it inspirational. It's like a song I listen to when I'm down and I'm trying to like empower myself. Love it. Then It's My Life / Confessions Part 2. It is a jam. It is on my workout playlist. Don't Stop Believing, classic, Glee, followed by Regional's Journey medley. Love Glee covers of Journey songs. Followed by Halo / Walking on Sunshine. It's so energized and happy, and I love it. Drug Fueled. Followed by My Life Would Suck Without You. Love Kelly Clarkson. Love Glee. Love them combined. It's a bop. Then Total Eclipse of the Heart. I love that song, and it was really, the dancing in it was really good. Somebody to Love is a classic, and I love the Glee version. Glee version. Like a virgin. I don't want to unpack that. I don't. Let's pack that up.
We're gonna go away from it.
Put that in the basement. And then Jessie's Girl. Which I don't love the visuals of it, but I just love, it's like a musical song, and I think Glee had to cover Jessie's Girl. Like, it just had to. And the Gleeboot will too. We just won't have Rachel changing in front of a screen. Finn's inexplicably at the doctor's.
I didn't support that decision.
Yeah, and that's my top 10.
Hannah, you must be next because these are not my choices either.
Okay, so I don't even really have an actual order. These are just like 10 songs that really stood out to me that I like. These are ones like I could actually listen to, and I also like some of them I like the context.
Oh my gosh, I realized I forgot to mention one.
What?
Run, Joey, run.
Yes, how could you?
How could I?
So
it was on there.
It was like, I texted Alyssa and Cullen, was like, oh my god, I forgot to put Run, Joey, Run on here because obviously it's on my list. And then Cullen's like, no, it's definitely on there. I was like, oh, thank God. I thought I missed the best song ever.
It's just that number is so corny and goofy and over the top, and I love it.
Perfect. Okay. So, in no particular order, I wrote Push It. I think mostly because of the context in which they're doing it to be like sexually provocative in front of the school, and it's really fun. Taking in Chances, I really like. I actually picked a couple Rachel songs because I do really like her belting out, and I love Leah Michelle. Like, I know in the episodes I make fun of her squint singing a lot, but so Glee actually did have a really big impact on me being in choir, and On My Own was like a song I sang in choir, and because I based it off of like Rachel's performance. So I picked Taking Chances by Rachel. I also picked Keep Holding On. I think I love that song, but also the context is really good, and I think it's better than the Lean On Me one where the purpose is the same, to show support for Quinn and Finn, but I like Keep Holding On a lot better. Defying Gravity, Kurt and Rachel. I loved the whole setup with Kurt being like, I should have access to these solos too, like just because I'm a boy, it doesn't mean anything. I loved that, and I'm still kind of bummed that he like gave it up, but like I guess for story reasons I understand. Crazy in Love / Hair by New Directions and Hairography. This is a controversial choice. I'm aware of it. I loved it. I'm not gonna lie, because I love Destiny's Child, and there was something kind of just like fun about watching them swing their hair, but I totally respect the people who do not like that. I also picked Don't Rain on My Parade.
Mainly
Me, meaning Alyssa.
Yep.
I picked Don't Rain on My Parade by Rachel. I know we talked about this on the episode in which one of Cullen's friends was like, very like, no, she did Barbara wrong. And I totally respect that. But this was actually, I think, one of the first times I'd actually heard the song, because I don't think I had ever seen the movie yet. And that really stuck out to me. And I also do kind of get chills watching the curtain open when she's like, or when they walk out, when she's like, I bring out my band. I kind of get chills with that. It's a good one.
I almost put that on my list. I just didn't have enough spaces.
I mean, you technically could have picked 11 because I picked 11 and then had to get rid of one. I also picked Run, Joey, Run because the context is great, so goofy. And then also, like, what Rachel did was actually pretty badass, where she's like, I'm essentially putting these three guys together. I kind of like that. The Boy Is Mine, Mercedes and Santana, a bop. So great, amazing, love it. Shout It Out Loud. Another possibly controversial choice.
Yeah.
I kind of love that they dressed up in the Kiss stuff. They really got into it, because I did not like Bad Romance. I didn't really like the girls / Kurt version. I really, really liked Shout It Out Loud though. Because I like Kiss. And then of course the Regionals Journey medley. I would have split them up into separate songs, but like when we went to talk about it, we were like, we love all of them. They were all great. So the medley was amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we all chose the medley, yeah?
We did, yeah.
And we all chose Run, Joey, Run.
Amazing.
Those might be the only two we all chose.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
picked some that I was close to picking, but I'm excited to hear what you have to say, Alyssa.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna go in any particular order either, because I
Way
don't
more
have one.
organized.
Yeah, my brain doesn't work like that. My brain is just like, look at this, I'm gonna slap it on the wall. It's a painting. That's my brain.
Okay, yes, I follow. Keep going.
Okay, so I chose Bust Your Windows that Mercedes sings. I remember really, really liking that song from Mercedes. Not necessarily liking the scene that it was in, but it was fun to watch from Mercedes. I chose Somebody to Love because that's a classic. True Colors with Tina and the rest of the New Direction. I actually really like that song. First of all, I like that Tina sings it, and it's one of their more like laid back songs. I don't think they do any performance with it at all. It's just them sitting on stools and singing, which it showcased their ability to actually sing without being like showboats. You know what I mean?
For sure.
I chose Jump because for the exact opposite reason. It is a fabulous performance with mattresses. It was just great. Like that, this is the commercial song that I really liked the commercial that they did. It was because of their performance with this song. And then Run Joey Run, because Rachel's amazing. Like you said, she does a really cool job. And like, if you look, considering the level of like professional editing and everything that goes into this movie that she makes for not even a real assignment in a class, I think her true calling is like a director. Just from this one thing that she makes. And then I chose Total Eclipse of the Heart because I also love that song.
Are you sure you didn't mean Alone?
Alone.
Yeah, you know, that almost made it on my list. It almost did, but it didn't.
Are you ready for this?
All right.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And then there's Jesse's Girl, which
Wait, you both
really
picked Jesse's Girl, right?
Yes, I love Jesse's Girl. Yeah. I love this song. It is so weird and creepy, but it is a bop. It's just super fun to watch Finn sing it. It was one of the songs where I actually, I don't think they utilize his voice very well. But in this song, his voice really shines. And this is the type of song he was meant to sing.
Agreed.
And then I chose The Lady is a Tramp with Puck and Mercedes. It is controversial.
I want to hear everything.
This was the only time that I did not dislike Puck. I loved what he was wearing.
Okay.
He was very dapper. I love that he was singing with Mercedes, and it was a good song. Like, I liked the whole rendition. I was having a good time. And I didn't even, at one point I was like, I shouldn't like this because it's Puck. But you know what I did? I did. So I chose it.
Yeah.
It's 2020. Love what you love.
No shame.
I chose It's a Man's World with Quinn because I really liked that she was basically flipping off all of the males because she was pregnant and she didn't get enough screen time, and I really wished that, she didn't have to do that. But that song just made me feel a little bit of vengeance. And of course, the Regionals Journey medley, which we all chose.
Yeah.
Journey's just, it's so fun to listen to, and they do a really good job in this medley. Like the mashup of all of the songs is really good.
All right, so that was this question. Best 10 songs. Now we have our worst 10.
Oh boy.
So, are there any that like we all agreed was the worst? Oh, Choose Her with Love was the worst. We all agreed with that. What else do we agree with? Anything else? Gold Digger? Do we all hate Gold Digger? No.
No.
Only two
No.
of us hated it.
2 of us hated Gold Digger. 2 of us hated Beth.
So, Alyssa, if you want to go first, just like talk us through your pick.
Sure. So I chose Sit Down, You're Rockin' the Boat, which I think is the first song that New Direction sings as an actual group, yeah?
Yeah.
It's terrible. They suck. That's all I have to say. Also it's it's
not a good song to
not a good song.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No. And then I have Push It, which is a fun song, I think, but I was still like not understanding exactly the humor of Glee at this moment in time. So I found it very uncomfortable.
That was what, the second episode, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're still definitely trying to find their stride for sure.
Yes, so I found when I first saw Push It, I was like really weirded out. And then I chose Halo Walking on Sunshine because of the stupid hair.
The dress.
Yeah, and the dresses, and I don't know, I just didn't like it. I liked the boys mashup, but I really did not like the girls mashup in that episode. And then I chose Smile.
Which one?
And I don't know.
I think
this one is the Charlie Chaplin one.
Yes. Okay, it's really slow and kind of sad.
That's probably okay. Yeah, I chose a lot of the slow songs because I didn't like them, but I don't actually remember like what about Smile made me not like it, and I don't remember the scenes. And I just remember, is this the one that Rachel and Finn kind of sing, and then there's New Directions?
It's a different Smile. Did you mean that one?
I did mean that one.
Okay, so yeah, so that one. So the one that you picked, the one that was New Directions, was kind of like True Colors, where they're this like not really performing, they're just singing.
It was just played in the background. It wasn't like you didn't see them singing. It was just played in the background. I'm pretty sure.
No, there's one where...
Yeah, they're like...
Well, if this one was... I don't know. I wanted to pick the one where Rachel and Finn are singing and like trying to teach each other how to smile, because I really didn't like that. It was weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. No, I remember that one.
Yeah. And then I chose What It Feels Like for a Girl.
I think I totally forgot about that one. Oh my god, Alyssa, yes.
Yeah, well, let's just say this is the epitome of downfall in The Power of Madonna. It was basically just like them really, really trying and really, really failing. Really, really failing. I did not like that song. And then I chose A House Is Not a Home with Kurt and Finn, because I hated that song when they were singing it, and I hated it because it was slow and it was weird. I don't know, like, just whenever they do slow songs, they don't do them very well.
Yeah.
Unless you count, True Colors. It just has to be in the right environment, and I feel like half the time it's just not, they just don't do them well.
I'm looking at the rest of the list, and 3 of the 4 that are left are the slow songs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I do not like the slow songs. They are just utilized badly, in my opinion. You know what I think it is? I will go for a slow song if it's being performed on a stage, but I really hate a slow song if it's used diegetically. I have Beth, which is how somehow they figure out that all of the New Direction boys end up choosing the name for Quinn's baby. I have Poker Face, which is Rachel and Shelby, and even though it's not a slow song, they turn it into a freaking slow song. It was a bad combo. And it was just a bad, use of the song as like a mother-daughter song. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have Give Up the Funk, which was just like the epitome of my dislike of all of the funk songs. And To Stir with Love, which is
unanimous.
Unanimous in all ways. It was just a really bad choice.
All right,
Cullen.
I'm up next. I have Gold Digger, which is an assault on my ears. I don't like the original. It's even worse when Will's singing it. I have Ride With Me because they don't sound very good when they're singing it. I have You're Having My Baby by Finn when he's announcing that Quinn is pregnant, because that song is so gross and weird. Like the seed is growing or something. It's creepy. I have Papa Don't Preach, mainly because Quinn was singing it to children and they were like, oh, I like this. And it's like just singing a song about keeping her baby. I put controversial to Hannah. I put Crazy in Love / Hair. I put that mashup.
How dare you? No, I understand. I think we talked about it in the episode. It's
a little cringe. I put Hello, I Love You that Finn sings in the hallway because he's like trying to be sexy and it's really uncomfortable. I put What It Feels Like for a Girl because it was trying to be like, this is how boys understand women. And I'm like, with no women in the room to explain what it's like.
I cannot believe I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'm surprised myself, honestly.
I put The Safety Dance, which someone started singing at a karaoke night at a club, and I was like, I know the song from Glee. Oh, like it triggered me. I was like, I hate this. I put Beth because it's basically just Saturdays Are for the Boys as a song, and that's gross and a gross thing to name your baby after.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put To Sir with Love because Mr. Shoe doesn't deserve it.
He doesn't deserve love.
He doesn't. He's like Caillou.
Amazing. I have a lot of similar choices actually between the two, I think. So Gold Digger, it's so uncomfortable to watch. Ride With Me, same thing. Papa Don't Preach, I think like I really like Quinn, but I hate anytime she's like trying to bond with Puck. I think that's really what I latched onto. Also, like what Cullen said about like her singing it to children, super uncomfy. Like a Virgin, I hate this one because it's like Will and Emma, 2 adults, and then a bunch of children paired together talking, like singing about how it's their like first time having sex. So it's really just very strange to me. I like the song overall, but just a very strange context that I just could not get over.
You know, I gotta say, when I was doing this ballot and I did the best songs, I remember thinking, oh, Like a Virgin, I wonder if there's going to be a worse songs one. I should pick that. And then I didn't.
Well, Alyssa, you can share with me then. I also, so controversial to Alyssa's point, I picked The Lady as a Tramp. I talked about it in the episode. I just really didn't like the version, and this is honestly just a personal thing. I do definitely think Puck looked really dapper, and I think the performance was kind of fun. I really just wasn't into it. I picked Pink Houses that was sung by Kurt because it was in that weird time where like Kurt was trying to pretend to be like masculine as how his father was, and it was really awkward. I hated it. Safety Dance, hated that because it was like what's it called, flash mobby. I didn't like that at all. Loser, I picked this one and I think we talked about it on the Funk episode where like you guys seem to really like it. I just like wasn't about it. I don't even like the original song, and then I didn't really like the performative, like with like everyone in the store being into it. But I definitely understand where you guys are coming from, where like sums up being a retail employee, and I was like, okay, I can totally understand that. But I think just in the context of Glee, it was just kind of meh. I chose It's a Man's World that was sung by Quinn. I think mostly because, honestly, I think it was just so weird that they used the other mothers, and it kind of seemed like a humor thing, that they were kind of making fun of like, oh, look at these girls dancing with these big bellies. I didn't like that. It seemed like a joke, and I wasn't a part of the joke. And then absolutely no surprise, To Sir with Love, fuck Will Schuester.
Yep. Nothing left to say there. So those were some hot takes. So we have our top 3 songs by competing Glee clubs.
So all of the songs that we did were Rehab and Mercy that were both Vocal Adrenaline before Jessie came on. We have Bootylicious by the James Adam Academy, Imagine by the Deaf Choir, Haverbrook Deaf Choir, also with New Directions. And I'm telling you, I'm Not Going, where Jane Addams Academy stole it. Proud Mary, where Jane Addams Academy stole it. Don't Stop Believing, the Haverbrick Deaf Choir stole it. Highway to Hell, Vocal Adrenaline was Jessie St. James, Another One Bites the Dust, and Bohemian Rhapsody, both with Jessie St. James, Vocal Adrenaline. And then I put on here, just for fun, You Raise Me Up / Magic by Oral Intensity.
Yes. Not at all stupidly named Oral Intensity.
So this is really interesting.
What?
So 2 people voted exactly the same way, and I know I voted one way. So this is really interesting.
I'm the outlier.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Why would you choose anything without Jessie St. James?
Yeah, how fucking dare you, Cullen? This podcast is so Jessie St. James.
I'm sorry, I chose Rehab.
It's a bop. It's a bop for sure.
I chose Rehab, Another One Bites the Dust with Jessie St. James. Not, are you ready for this? And then... and Bohemian Rhapsody with Jessie St. James and Quinn.
So for Allyssa and I, we were unanimous between the 2 of us.
Yes, we chose exactly the same ones.
Highway to Hell, we're about it. Take us to hell, Jessie. Another One Bites the Dust. Yes, Jessie. And then Bohemian Rhapsody, that salmon shirt, baby. Woo! So yeah, we're all about the Jessie.
I am there. I am so there.
Vocal Adrenaline, probably because they're obviously like our number one competitor. Our number one competitor.
We are part of the New Directions. We
I'm
relate.
New Direction. Oh my God, no. But yeah, so we obviously really love Vocal Adrenaline because of obviously the being pitted against them. But yeah, we love Jessie. Like we stan Jessie St. James. All right, so worst 3. There were no unanimous ones, which is interesting. Yeah. All very different, which is good. So I chose Mercy, Vocal Adrenaline without Jessie. I like the song, but I think I just liked Rehab better. I think that's really just why I picked it. Imagine with the Haverbrook Deaf Choir with New Directions. I honestly was super salty that New Directions stepped in and decided to sing. I kind of would have preferred if it was just the Deaf Choir singing with themselves, and that would have felt more appropriate, I think. And then I chose You Raise Me Up / Magic by the not stupidly named Oral Intensity because they are very stupidly named.
Okay, I think I'm the second one. This is hard because I don't remember any of the reasons why I chose these, but I'm going to go for it, okay? So I chose Bootylicious, I think because I didn't like that they were using all of their, like...
The hair.
No, it wasn't even the hair. It was just that they were all girls, so therefore they had to all, twerk.
Oh,
I didn't...
Interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't for that.
The episode?
We did not. No.
Interesting.
I don't think we mentioned that.
I definitely see that for sure.
So I also chose "Don't Stop Believin'" by the Haverbrook Deaf Choir. I didn't like that they stole the song. I don't know. I like that song too much to let Haverbrook Deaf Choir steal it from the real winners in sectionals. And I also have You Raise Me Up and Magic by Oral Intensity, which I think I just chose because you see about 2 seconds of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Mine are... I just keeping it moving.
I love your first option.
Imagine, hate the song, hate the cover, hate everything about it. Cancel 2020, let's cancel the song Imagine. That's my goal.
Wow, controversial.
controversial, and I'm here for it. Yeah. Proud Mary had Proud Mary by the Jane Addams and Don't Stop Believing by the Haverbrook Deaf Choir because we'd already seen those songs and I was like bored by them being repeated.
Yeah.
I was like, we've seen these songs.
All right.
So that's the worst 3 songs by competing Glee clubs. We're getting down to the last few questions. Top 3 songs featuring a cameo, guest star, or side character. This one I know I feel like the first one's Alyssa's.
Yeah, but I don't remember Fire at all.
You liked it when they sang it.
But I don't remember what it is.
It's Bruce Springsteen.
Someone sing it.
Fire. That's it. That's all I remember.
It's like...
So apparently I chose this song, but I have no idea what it is. I definitely did choose... wait, who's the person who didn't choose a third song?
That's Hannah.
I think it is me.
Good job.
Thanks. I made this and I did it wrong.
Okay, so I chose Alone with April Rhodes and Mr. Shu, and Piano Man with Mr. Shu and Brian Ryan. No! Okay, something messed up because I remember the song that I was originally going for, and that's not what it was.
Wait a second, hold on.
Okay?
Top 3 songs.
Yeah.
Wait, this one might be me.
Wait.
Hold on.
Guys, why can't you remember your own choices?
No, okay, wait. So top 3. For some reason, I thought it was worst 3. Top 3. I definitely picked Alone, Fire, and Piano Man because I liked Piano Man, and I also like Fire and Alone. This one's me. I like them. They're great.
I must be the bottom one.
You're the bottom one.
Okay, I'm the bottom one.
Alyssa, you
but
go
I
ahead.
definitely picked Alone, so it just didn't show or something. Okay.
So do you just want to go next, Alyssa?
Yes.
Thanks for explaining my answer.
Okay, all right. I picked Alone, even though it doesn't show that I picked Alone. I also picked Don't Stand So Close to Me and Young Girl because it was the only time that I was like, I liked the message that she was trying to say while he was singing. And then I picked Dream On with Mr. Shu and Brian Ryan because it was a fun song to watch. They were very competitive.
Yeah.
I picked I Could Have Danced All Night with Emma, Love My Fair Lady, Love a Good Waltz, and then I have some hot takes.
You do have hot takes. Hottest takes.
I picked Poker Face with Rachel and Shelby. I love when they do their little pa-pa-pa thing.
You know, Cullen, I love you.
I loved it. I loved it when I first heard it. I loved it now. And then I picked Loser with Puck and Finn in the store with Terry and Sandy and Howard because it was like a fun, comical musical number, and I like that.
Yeah, I'm not too hung up on that choice. And now we have the worst 3 songs featuring a cameo guest star side character.
Okay, so we do have a unanimous answer.
One Less Bell to Answer / A House Is Not a Home.
That song was so boring.
It's boring.
It really is. It was very, very strange. And that was the whole, subplot where April was spending the night at Shu's house, but they weren't having sex, and then they ended up sleeping in the same bed, but not
we don't know
being intimate. It was just very, very weird.
They may have not. We don't know. And frankly, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not know.
I'm the last one on this list. I'm
the first one.
I think I'm the second one.
So I have Don't Stand So Close to Me / Young Girl because it made me uncomfortable because it was Will. Not a fan. I have One Less Bell to Answer, obviously. Then I have Physical because that made me uncomfortable. The music video thing that they did.
Okay, this is where I put Like a Virgin. So I was able to get it in there as a worst song of something. Yay. Like a Virgin is definitely one of my least favorite songs. And I'm glad it was in this section so I could choose it. and I have One Less Bell to Answer. And then I also have Funny Girl, which Shelby sings. And, like, she's trying to show that you can be theatrical. I think that's the whole point. You can be theatrical. But I didn't like her performance, and I didn't like where it was in the plot, which is when Rachel sees her, and I just didn't like any part of it. So that was one of my least favorite songs also.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna second the Funny Girl. Like, I like the song, and I do like the rendition, but I definitely think you're right. Like, with the purpose of what the song was supposed to be about theatricality, I don't think I understand how, in terms of like a glee club. So I actually chose One Less Bell to Answer, etc. I chose Home with April Rhodes and New Directions. I think it was in the same episode in which they did the One Less Bell to Answer, and it was just like one of just like I just wasn't into. And then I chose Poker Face, hot take. Did not like the slowness of the remake they did. I just wasn't about it. I also didn't like them talking about vertical shtick and them being mother and daughter.
Yeah. So you and I switched our worst song featuring a cameo guest and our just worst song overall.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
So our final question: worst songs by Human Nightmare Will Schuster.
Yeah.
And Hannah put a little gif of Mean Girls, The Limit Does Not Exist.
So you could pick as many as you wanted.
I think I'm the first one, guys. I picked the most songs by are the worst songs by Human Nightmare Will Schuster.
I picked 4. Oh God, I don't think I picked enough because I would have picked. I second Alyssa's ballot entry.
But I don't have Tell Me Something Good.
Exactly.
You don't.
That's. We should talk about that a little.
Or Endless Love.
Yeah. So we'll go through your list, Alyssa.
Okay. So I have Bust a Move, Thong Song, Like a Virgin, Fire, One Less Bell to Answer, and Ice Ice Baby.
I liked Ice Ice Baby.
I second that. I remember not liking it in the episode, and then us talking about it and being like, oh, but he's like getting the kids like up and dance around. And I was like, you know what? That's what I latched onto when I went to do this ballot. I was like, you know what? He did do that. Good for him.
I just don't like the song, and the fact that he sings it makes it worse. So
true.
Valid.
I have Bust a Move and Thong Song, both atrocities. Endless Love, Uncomfortable, One Less Bell to Answer / House Is Not a Home, Boring, Tell Me Something Good, Crime Against God.
So I second all of those, and I think I had already voted for like the One Less Bell to Answer, so I didn't vote for it a second time. But Cullen and I would have had the exact same ballot: Bust a Move, Thong Song, Endless Love, Tell Me Something Good. Although I have to say, like a Virgin, didn't like it.
I don't remember Tell Me Something Good.
That's when he's hitting on Sue.
Yeah, and he's like, it's a lot of camera action.
Yeah, that should have been on mine.
Right.
I totally forgot about that one. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I second, honestly, like anything that you guys could have put for here, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely, I second that. He's gross. I hate him.
And that's the note we're ending our season 1 musings on.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Season 1 was a journey. I enjoyed it. But there was a lot that happened and a lot that we needed to unpack. So I hope you liked us doing this ballot thing. It wasn't quite a mini-sode.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is not a mini-sode.
It is, but this was a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun too. Follow us on social media at Gleeboot Pod
On Instagram and Twitter.
And what's our Tumblr?
Gleebootpod.tumblr.com. Lots of good memes.
Yeah, you can follow me on YouTube at yaboy Ryan, YABOI Ryan, and at Instagram and TikTok at yaboyryan99.
And I am on Instagram at a.m.swearingen. I post art and some stuff about my fish tank, and that's about all you need to know about my personal life.
Alyssa's a very private person.
Thank you for listening to Gleeboot Season 1. We hope you enjoyed our journey. Thank you for putting up with us figuring out the best way to record and all our sound. And we're so excited to bring you Season 2.
Yes, very excited. I've never seen Season 2.
It's going to be an exciting time. I'm excited to meet some characters. Talk to you later. Check back in at Gleeboot, baby.
Woo. Okay, bye.
Gleeboot.